Lana? Did everything work?
Lana. Lana. Lana! What?
Danger Zone. Alright, greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome to, I guess, Follow the Noob. Sort of. Follow the Noob, listening to Boom here on twitch.tv/SamusGurubo. Understand why, but that was the most boring live stream I've seen in years. Good morning. Yeah, it's hard to play video games when there's no video games to play, right? That's weird. Rizd999, good morning. Everyone else, good morning as well. Greetings and salutations. I was actually planning on working on the bus this morning, but I just kind of like got sucked into thing after thing after thing this morning. You are not my supervisor. Good morning, Smash. I'm getting text messages now about DDO questions. So why Shoes in the channel, and I know that he can hear me. I'm gonna propose an idea for somebody out there who's a Discord savvy person like Shoe. And what if there was a bot where you could like bang ransack or whatever the command is for Discord? I suppose you could also probably get away with doing it on Twitch as well, and then put in a level, and then it lists out all the quests and what the ransack number is. Maybe like the kill thing. Okay, so this is what V-Love is messaging me. He wants to know if the shifter thing is out. The shifter thing is not out yet. What Jerry was referencing is that they're hoping to have an in-store, or sorry, not in-store, an internal testing of the shifter inside of SSG to kind of play with it. So, look at that. Thanks for the biddies. Shoot, appreciate it. Chat Korovan didn't get to my question, so I'm wondering if y'all know what the expansions. Can the Adventures Pack be bought with DDO points? Yes. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. Stream Elements doing the thing. Okay, I think we're finally caught up again. So, the general idea would be a very quick and easy way to, without having to like throw up another web browser, navigate to the wiki page, etc., to get to ransack and kill bonus. Something that's like super text based, preferably something that can be ran through either Discord or Twitch chat. I think that would be really sweet. You just like start it off. The problem is autocomplete being a bit of an issue, or people taking shortcuts. So I think you have to do it by level range, and then you'd end up getting a block. So that may or may not be quite so good. I don't know. Something to think about. Let's see what else is going on. I've been working on the DDO Player's Handbook. I hope to kind of get some of that working for you guys soon. Obviously, I've not got any of that actually ready to go yet over on my YouTube channel. Do I have a convenient place to like pull up my YouTube channel here? How about this one? How about this one? Here we go. So youtube.com/SamusGurubo. I have a bunch of content over there, and when the time comes, hopefully soon, we will have the DDO Player's Handbook. I got the first 5 or 6 videos kind of planned out, ready to go. Starting with overview of DDO, overview of what the handbook's going to be, and then starting in on the races and the classes. Those are going to be kind of deep dives. And like not just for beginners, but also for more advanced down the line. So we'll have that soon. Theoretically, it's possible, I guess. Yeah, like I said, I know that it'd be real easy to just like program a bot manually to do that. Like, I didn't know if there was an easy way for the wiki to get like a database dump to make that happen. Speaking of my YouTube channel really fast, I'm going to go ahead and throw a link to my YouTube channel for you guys over on the Twitch page. If you guys would be so kind to hit the subscribe button over there, I'd really appreciate it. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers this year, so we're kind of working on things. Okay, so you can pull it via some API. Perfect. So that's kind of what I was wondering, if there's a way that there could be a command call to like output the block very easily. So it looks like it probably would be. What sort of alchemist am I playing? So let's get into the alchemist here, shall we, for just a minute. I'm currently playing a Bombarder Life on the Alchemist. Pre-level 12, I thought it was fun and challenging and a lot of interesting decision trees before level 12, right? After level 12, it slid right into... Let me actually pull up the wiki. We can look at it together. I actually ended up sliding right into the what's the best way to go, what's the best way to play. And it turns out that... the main window, please. That at level 12, you end up taking, in the Bombarder tree, you end up taking... what is it called? Pardon the jerkiness here of what's going on. You end up taking weakening mixture. So you take weakening mixture and whatever vial, multi-vial that you seem to be specialized in, whether it's, in my case, it's electricity, or cold, or fire, whatever. And basically then every decision gets boiled down into, do I need to hit the maximized and powered version of multi-vial, or can I just hit the unmeta magic version of multi-vial? That's basically the decision tree. After that, it became so trivial for me. Normally when I TR, to me the point is to get from 1 to 20 so I can TR again, because I'm working on racial lives currently. So the idea of pushing my Reaper experience really hasn't been a thing for me for the last several lives. But it really feels like this life, as soon as I hit level 12, and I kind of found that became the logic path, that I just constantly was going down that place. I found that Reaper 1 had no challenge, Reaper 2 had no challenge, Reaper 3 basically had no challenge. So now all of a sudden, never playing the build at all in this way. Although there are some transferable skills from other casters in the past. But never having done that stuff before, it certainly feels like Reaper 4 is a no-brainer, even. And that, again, that decision tree basically comes down to, when do I hit the maximized and powered multi-vial? Zinfel says, got precious cargo done, some challenges to take 30, slowly getting in-game gear. How am I doing on hardcore? So we really haven't played much of the hardcore in the last couple of weeks. Or days. We played a little bit last week, but not as much as I would like. So I'm like level 26, almost 27. I'm just under 6,000 favor. I think I'm like 5986 or something like that. Last time I looked, I was 8th on the board. Obviously, we didn't get Caught in the Web done. We didn't get a couple of the other raids done. I have a handful of quests that I'd like to do. So yeah, that should be fine, including precious cargo. Dom feels like he feels really confident about it. He basically played with his static group a couple of days ago and knocked it out. So we'll kind of just play and see how it goes. But for me, I'm starting to reach the point where I just want to get to the 6,000 favor mark. I feel like 6,000 favor plus is going to be enough favor above the watermark that I don't think I need to fight that hard, and then I'm kind of just tempted to be done. But we'll see. You soloed Caught in the Web, just don't fall off. Yeah, I don't know if my build would handle a solo Caught in the Web, and I haven't done it in ages. So, we'll see. Yeah, you have 5 weeks left to hit Reaper experience. That's the only reason I'm really kind of considering sticking around after getting the 6,000 favor, is to help Dom and Pip and those guys who really did kind of help motivate me to get into the epics. And this is my problem with epics in general. I've just become bored, and I feel like I'm spinning my wheels trying to move forward. Like, I enjoy some of the content that we're doing enough, but it's just whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not in that place where I really want to go and grind generic experience. I don't want to play around with explorer zones to get to 29 or whatever. I just want to do quests and play the game that I enjoy, and I'm not getting that. Usually I get that on the hardcore server really intensely. But level 24, 25, it just felt slow and grindy. I granted that we're playing in a way to stay safe. So there's a lot of like, do X, do Y, do Z, just to make sure that you don't put yourself at extra risk. But man, it's boring. Man, people who play at level 20, 24 to 30 all the time, I don't know how you guys do it. It just feels so dull to me. Levels seem slow. Once you get your levels, they're done. I don't know where you guys get your Skinner button clicks in. You know what you don't understand? Like, if happiness is hitting a button that says "make me happy," for me that button has always been get a level. And it feels really awkward. I got something in my ear. Understand, spent weeks at 20 to 29 grind down Epic Destiny. That's another thing. Like, my Epic Destiny work, I think that I just want to be in Magister most of the time. And the only things that I even would consider twisting in really are one or two things here or there, like the 10% bigger spell point pool from where is that at? Let me switch back over here. Epic Destinies. It is in Exalted Angel, I think. Yeah, this right here. Endless Faith. Like, Endless Faith is like literally is one of the few things that I would twist in, I think. And the rest of the time I really just want to be in Magister, I believe, with my build. So the way that Samus is built on the hardcore server, I'm so necromancy focused, and I think that's the other part of my issue, is that especially going and doing this out of Destiny work, it just feels like I'm not contributing in the way that I should. And I know that's my own problem. It's my own feelings. But I was just like wrecking. Like, I was leading the kill count, Well the Banshee, Circle of Death, Finger of Death, Power Word Kill, slamming, the various AoE damage effects. Like, I was just able to wreck so much, so quickly, especially in Magister. You get like an extra, 6 or 7 something crazy out of the tree DC wise. Even more than that, I think, right? But you get like this massive DC boost in Magister, and then I just like switched out of Magister to work on some other stuff, and it's like, no, I can't kill anything with insta kill effects anymore. It's really disappointing. I'm actually not even that sure what else I would twist in, to be honest. I know that the other big option for me is to go into Shirati. Go back over here. Go back into Shirati. And the reason really why is because the Nerve Venom is such a strong power. For those of you who don't know what Nerve Venom is. Here we go. Tier 5. Your ranged, thrown attacks, and offensive spells have 3, 5, or 7% chance to paralyze living creatures for 6 seconds. No saving throw. So when you're firing off those AoEs and your magic missiles and all that low-level stuff that you do with your double rainbow and whatnot, the ability to lock down just massive piles of mobs with a Nerve Venom makes a big survivability bonus. I also really like Audience with the Queen, but that's a personal thing. I like having escapes, and Audience with the Queen is a fun one for me. So, yeah. See, what else is going on? We talked about my opinions on the Alchemist. Like I said, it feels very strong. Super strong. Tier 1 for sure. It may be the best class in Dungeons & Dragons right now, for those of you who've never played it or checked it out. It is ridiculously powerful. Beforehand, I would have probably said the most powerful class would either be a Favored Soul or a really well-tuned Sork. But Alchemist is now just a clear champion over and above those other guys by, at least at where I'm at right now. Post level 20, I don't have experience playing the build yet. But pre-level 20, from level 12 to so far where I'm at level 16 or 17, it's just so insane. So insanely powerful that I could definitely understand that it's being completely insane. What is this? Oh. Okay. I'm keeping an eye out in case the servers come back up. I don't actually think we're going to get a tweet before we just could check and find out. Nope. It's still down. But it is a lot of fun. I would recommend checking it out. For me, I think in the future, the builds that I'm going to experiment with Alchemist more will be the Thrower Alchemist build and the Undead healer builds. I enjoyed that on the hardcore server, so I think I will probably continue to experiment with those over the Bombarder, just because again I'm a person that likes having decisions to make as I'm playing, and that's, I feel like those decision tree just got simplified with the branch of, can I just multi-vial? Is multi-vial on cooldown? Yes, no. If no, how long is it? Can we wait to cast multi-vial before we cast the spell? Like the decision tree just shifts all the way around multi-vial and the weakened element. Next, though, normally I would vote for our next build. You know, every life we're rotating through our racial lives. We have one half-elf life left, and we have 3 human lives to do, and then we're currently done with the racials. It sounds like Shifter may actually be a month away, in my guess, give or take. Make a note of it. What's today? August, September. I would say probably by the end of September, I suspect we'll probably have Shifters in the game. So, depending on things, I may get to move back into Shifters, but Sploosh. Thank you again, Shu. But for me, I think that it's going to be a matter of... You know what? I don't think I have the graphics for this mode. I don't. Ha! That's funny. Can't I remember how to do it? I don't know. Let's see. What is the cheer link? No, that's not the right cheer link. New alert. Is this the correct cheer link? Yeah, this is the correct cheer link. Sorry, I want to get that in there. That's a news alert. Alright. Maybe now if somebody subscribes or cheers or whatever, it'll pop up. We'll see. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So I think Shifters will probably be in a month to 8 weeks away. I figure they'll be at the end of next month. Approximately. There we go. Thanks. Just baited into kicking me 2 more pennies. Yes. Let's So yeah, Shifter will come out. So I think that's going to give me a month, give or take, to knock out the human and the last half elf. The last half elf, like I said, I usually let everybody vote, but instead we're going to just go ahead and do a new Feybuckler build. And the reason why I want to confirm the Feybuckler build is that I'm about 80% positive that the Feybuckler build is just the correct race for it is going to be the half elf. If you're curious about the Feybuckler build, Feybuckler 2020, I'll link it real fast for everybody. But basically, it's a take on Warlock that I actually really got a lot of love out of in the max cap level 25 area of DDO. I don't know how long ago that was. It feels like a long time ago, but it may not have been that long ago. But I used 2 builds basically to grind out my Epic Destiny work and my Epic Past Lives. And those 2 builds were a Shuriken Thrower and this Feybuckler build. It was a very long time ago, yes. It certainly feels like it. It doesn't... In the grand scheme of things, it's probably not that long, but for me, it feels like a long time ago. So I did a re-update over on my website, samusgrobo.com. It's a 12-5-3 Warlock Bard fighter build, and I revisited it on an ASMR frame. ASMR is the life. That just happened to be what it was. I was talking about it and people voted for it to be for one of the ASMR lives. It turned out it did not work very well to play ASMR plus Warlock because the ASMR Lay on Hands ability does not work with the Warlock pack. So it's kind of like, it's a Nombo. It's a big Nombo. But you can work around it situationally. So I'm going to take another crack at it on the half-elf line. Every time you hear that ding-ding sound and Daunt song, I'm checking the server. But the Nombo was not the end of the world. It was playable still. But basically you had to use your Lay on Hand ability to play catch-up after fights because you had to switch your auras back and forth. But other than that, the build was very fun. I was able to easily, I feel like, solo Reaper 3s with the build. I felt like it kind of covered everything we were looking for. Did I actually take a screenshot at the end? It doesn't look like I did, but I know that I did a guide over here on on my YouTube page, we could probably pull that up. Yeah, here we go. So to kind of get a rough idea of how the build was, I know it's a little grainy probably on your guys' side because it's a little grainy for me over here. But right at level 20, with no gear swaps or anything for level 20, we had 122 PRR and 84 MMR. We had 100% double strike most of the, like, almost constantly. We did use the daggers, which is not optimal for DPS unless you're maxing out your double strike, and then I think it kind of gives it a little bit more of a kick in the direction. And this is with the level 20 Reaper points spent, obviously, and everything. But yeah, I felt like the build was a lot of fun. So we're going to take a revision on that and take a look at it and combine that with the half-elf race to do a couple of really cool things that I think will just make the build even stronger. Why can I not find half-elf? Here it is. So what we're going to be able to do is pull a little bit of points out of the Knife Fighter tree and possibly pull out some of these points in the Tainted Scholar tree. I don't know if we need them or not yet. And what that's going to let us do is take Half-Elf, Dilettante, Paladin, which lets us add a bunch of extra charisma to our saving throws, and we're charisma based, so it's just even better saving throws. And then in addition to that, we're going to be able to pick up we'll have our second Intimidate function, and we'll be able to also pick up where are they? This improved tree is going to give us more saving throws. There's another power that this was going to give us that I was really excited about. For the life of me, I cannot think of what it is now. Oh, maybe it was this. Maybe it was this clicky. This Diplomatic Impunity. Reduces physical damage you take by 25% for 60 seconds or until you attack. So if you're intimidating, you can really lock a lot of stuff down just smashing the Intimidate button. So I really feel like this is an interesting off-tank or potentially even main tank with a little bit of work. Has a lot of pro healing for Reapers because of the aura ability to give you temporary hit points. If I continue to have room for the Tainted Scholar, and I think this is called Fey. It's over here. Bane Health. That gives you temporary hit points equal to your Constitution modifier, I believe, every time you cast a spell that targets you or an ally. So all that kind of stuff really kind of goes together for yeah, when you cast spells on yourself or allies, you grant temporary hit points equal to 100% of your charisma modifier. So you can really maximize that charisma modifier, and between your aura and casting like anything on yourself, like a heal spell on yourself or a buff or anything like that, you can really maximize your temporary hit point healing for Reaper, which is kind of what the idea was. So I'll be fiddling around with that next life, and then we'll be voting again for the human lives again. So things will be opening up. And then after that, we'll have one more... Geez, Game World's still down. We'll have one more PDK life to do to round out that triple PDK life. And then we'll go from there. Oh! It's saying Game Worlds are still down, but it's installing stuff, maybe. Let's try one more time. Did we hit it at just the right window where Game Worlds are still down, but we're patching? No. No. Sad day. Sadness. All right, well, what else do you guys want to talk about? Like, I can sit here and just rant about other things. Like, anyone who's listened to my stream at all, they know that I have the magical ability to rant with no real rhyme or reason or forethought. But I have not been feeling super well the last 3 or 4 days. So I am struggling a little bit on carrying a conversation one-sided without something like doing a quest or discussing a build or a particular argument type thing. I guess we can always go to ddo.com and look at the forums, so we can always argue about that. There's always something on the forums to bitch about. Pardon my French. Argue about. Discuss. We already logged in. Kinda looks like it. Axel put out a video. I haven't watched it, but I'm curious. He wanted to know what the most popular class was, and he says it's Alchemist, which seems correctly. Any predictions on level ranges for the Fae? Prediction on level ranges for Fae for the expansion itself. Well, if we kind of look at stuff that they put out recently, right? We've got level 3s. We got level 6s. We have level 10. We have level 15. So I'm kind of expecting it to be in the 18 range. Like, what's the last level 18 content that has come out? If we look at the wiki. Look at quests. And quests at level like 18. Oh wait, hang on. This will answer a question, sort of. At level 18, there's 16 quests. So I feel like it'll probably be in this window just by looking at the numbers. 13, there's only 14, but again, you have all of Ravenloft that kind of sits through 10. No, it's only 12, isn't it? 10 level 12. So it could also be level 13. Level 12, there's only 15 quests, so it could also be in this range. Like, it could be 12 to 13, but I'm going to say it'll probably be here. Just because level 1, we've got Keep on the Borderlands. That's like 1 and 2. Level 3, we have the new Druid area. 4 and 5 is not really a big deal. You still have Three Barrel Cove to kind of carry you through that range. 6, you have the new level 12 quests. There hasn't been anything new in this range, I suppose, either. 7 and 8. But again, there's lots of quests there. Level 9, we have... the only really new quest is White Plume Mountain. So yeah, it could also be here. It could be 7, 8, and 9, I suppose. That would not surprise me. And they only said Ravenloft at 10, 11, and 12. Sharn at 15, 16, and 17. And that kind of carries you into the level 19-ish range. So again, if we just kind of look at the trend that they've had lately of putting out new quests for you to go from 1 to 20 on your TR, train, leveling up path, etc. Where are the windows that we haven't had new quest packs lately? It's kind of in that window. Although, now that I think about it, level 14, isn't that the Madness chain? I think the Madness chain... Or, not Madness, sorry. Age of Rage chain is 14. So, there has been some relatively new quests put out at level 14. Man, that really means there was literally nothing at level 14, huh? Wow, no, not really. Isn't the Feywild based on existing DDO or D&D content? What's the level range of that? As far as I know, the Feywilds is more of like a... It's not like a quest pack. It's more of like an area. Here we go. A Guide to the Feywild. Let's see. Checking out Reddit. Like I said, I don't really think it's an area. So let's see. Archfey, Eladrin, Hags, Summerfey, Winterfey. See, you get almost all this stuff at different levels. I would assume though that Fey are going to be high level content because they're kind of nasty. I'm gonna copy this post for you guys so you guys can take a longer look at it if you want. Over here. Gross. The Lotro time has been extended. Gross. Let's see if Facebook has not got an update yet. Sadness. And DD Unlimited has, nope, extended till 3 p.m. Eastern. So we're definitely not going to carry on that long. Sorry, everybody. Sorry. But we can go a little bit longer here. I'm going to go get some work done on the bus. I suppose we could talk about the bus. It's been a little while since we've kind of discussed the bus in general here. Let me look at the hashtag bus updates for everyone. So this week, the wife and I are planning on taking it out for some rough camping. So the cabinets are all basically installed. I need to build a faceplate for this cabinet, which is very, very important in the structural integrity here because of the it's holding up the stove, and we'll have the wood burning stove. Can you guys see my mouse? Yeah, you can see my mouse. I'm gonna put a micro wood burning stove over here in this area. And then this area, there'll be another wall built with a shelf and stuff in here, and this will be inside the restroom. So if you kind of look at it, this is the current mock-up here. This sink is ready to be installed as soon as I get I think a 1.5 inch, it's got a weird name, sink something, I don't know. But I gotta go get that, and then we'll be able to use the sink as as draining out underneath the bus. I have not hooked up the what'll be the green water tank. We will not have a gray water tank, although it will be a gray water tank from practical purposes. But it'll be a green water tank because all of our products will be biodegradable. So you'll actually be able to empty our tank anywhere. We will not have to go to an RV dumping facility to dump our gray water, because we won't have gray water, we'll have green water. There is a problem with the shower that I've got a couple of different ways to try to fix, and I haven't figured out how to do it yet. But where we actually, because we bought our bathtub before I started looking at drilling holes for the drain, we bought the biggest possible bathtub that we thought that we could get away with, right? So I believe it's a 46-inch bathtub. Could be a 48-inch bathtub, I don't remember. I do know that there was a 2-inch smaller bathtub, and had I purchased that, we would have had no problems. But because of where I have to put it and where the drain hole is, we're actually the drain hole's like half covered by one of the I-beam supports for the bus frame. So I've raised up the bathtub slightly, like a 1/2 inch, and I'm going to also be putting a flexible drain as well as modifying the drain slightly, and probably modifying the eye holes to be able to get everything to drain. Ritz, wow, I'm awesome. Game and building skill. I'm trying. You can't spin the bathtub around for mostly one reason in particular. It is a whatever-handed bathtub. So if you look on the bathtub here on the picture, you can see that there's a flange that comes down over the edge, right? Well, the other side of the bathtub, it goes up for the wall. And you can see this part of the flange right here, like it wants to go in the corner. So because of that, I can't just spin it. Because you want that flange to go over the edge to make sure that you don't get spills or whatever. Yeah, exactly. It would have to go on the opposite side of the bus to be able to do that. And there's a reason that we wanted everything on this side. I cannot tell you now what it is, because I don't remember. But when we were discussing things, I do remember. It's the gas tank. It's the fuel tank. We don't want the fuel tank and the gray water tank on the same side. I'm a liar. I remembered. However, the freshwater tank and the gray water tank will both be on the same side. But the freshwater tank will be inside. Will be internally. Yeah, and I don't want to be trying to plumb across and insulate. So, yeah, it's crazy. Let's see. What else is going on with the bus? Oh, I need to finish a little bit of electrical stuff. Basically, the USB chargers. Getting those installed for the weekend. There's a better picture of the stove. It took me a long time to get this stove. It's not exactly the one that we wanted, but it's pretty close. So this is a denatured alcohol stove. They've actually been discontinued. I was really fortunate to find this one for the price that we found it. And it actually runs off of two big canisters for denatured alcohol. And they have a big rubber seal that seals them down. And this was actually designed and built for ships. So a lot of stuff that for me that we've been doing for the bus, we've actually taken from or modeled from sailboats. So it's one of the reasons that we went this particular stove. So that's really cool. Anything else? Oh, we got a little video for the lights, and let me mute this, pull this up. For the light switches, get out of here. So we wanted the bus to still feel like a bus, but also have elements of the home. So these light switches have now got little toggles on them, and I've replaced the lights with like LED good quality lights. So some of the lights are wired together in series. There's the roof light, which is just like this massive LED strip that goes all the way around, which really brings the place together. And then as you can kind of see here, there are a couple of lights. So this was taken about 15 minutes after sunset. So like it was dark, but it wasn't like black, right? And just you couldn't even tell, in my opinion, watching this video how dark it is. But it was dark in the video. But yeah, so the next big challenge for me is to get all the wiring wired up, and then securing everything. Oh, here's the power system. This is a giant mess. So this is our giant inverter, and it's mounted on a piece of plywood that's mounted underneath the bed. We have our two big 200 amp hour batteries, or energy gel cell batteries, wired together in series to make 400 amp hour battery, and that goes into the sine wave inverter for 110. But man, this thing is insane. It's really good. So the windows already have a tint, but the wife has actually bought a bunch of curtains. I think you can see the curtains. Back here. Yeah, you can see the curtains here. Or again, here. And these are actually doing a pretty good job of blocking a lot of the heat and the light. But most of the windows that are in place are already tinted. And then I'm also debating on putting a film, like right here. This looks kind of weird. I know it's hard to tell. But this is actually a punctured vinyl that also goes on the outside, perforated vinyl. Kind of like you have at like a lot of restaurants. They'll print a picture on the vinyl, then they'll punch all the holes out and put it up, and you can't see through the vinyl very easily, but you see the picture. It's very similar to that. But then the wife has also gotten some tinted stuff that she also likes. So, and that goes on the inside of the windows. So we might do both. I don't know. The real problem is going to be that these windows are not. It's a school bus. School buses are drafty. The only way for them not to be drafty would be to take all of these windows out and close it up and then put in different windows. We didn't want to do that. Again, we wanted it to still feel like a school bus. So a lot of how we're going to operate is going to be the fact that we're going to kind of snowbird a little bit. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, we're considering having something like that. We've done this in the kitchen and the living room actually this year, and it's really knocked down because the front of our house is south facing. No, that's wrong. West facing, southwest facing. So we get the afternoon sun in the summer really strongly into our living area upstairs, and it gets very, very hot. And we've put in like heavy duty blackout curtains, stuff like that, thermal curtains, and it didn't do such a great job. But we actually put this stuff on this year, and it's really helped a ton. So I don't know if we're going to do both for the school bus or not, but we'll see. So yeah, that's the school bus. You guys will. So we're gonna take it out this weekend. Here's the outside. If you guys haven't seen it, we painted it up this pretty teal color. Also, keep in mind that the roof is actually coated with a thermal silicone paint. In fact, this exact T-shirt has got it on there. It's like a really rubbery, hard to, like, it bonds with everything. It's amazing. So like that took about 20 degrees, 15 degrees off of the bus basically. It was really, really helpful. By the way, if you guys are interested in, being part of my community over here, we do have a Samus Grobo Discord. The link used to be like my something other. I do plan on eventually switching all the lights to LEDs, yeah. I also want to put in a big old light bar for things in general. But here, while I'm continuing to think about it, let me throw a link for the Discord over there if you guys would like to join the Discord family. It's a great way to keep up with the bus. If you have any questions, if you can't get an answer from me right away, there's usually somebody in there that likes to answer the questions. Yeah, discord.me/SamusGrobo. I'm not 100% sure that actually works anymore. Hopefully. It still does. But yeah, we're working on the bus. Dry run this weekend. We're going to take it to the lake in Milford, I think. and that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to go Saturday, Sunday, and then come back home sometime Monday. You checked and it still works. Perfect. Thanks, buddy. I need to just make that the permanent button on the Stream Deck. I thought I did for a while, and that's where someone told me it wasn't working. Just trying really hard to promote SamusGrobo.com or Facebook.com or YouTube.com. So SamusGrobo. All those things are still real. Real, by the way. YouTube.com, Facebook.com, Twitch.com, Twitch.tv, all that stuff /SamusGrobo. Twitter.com /SamusGrobo. If you're interested in being in touch with me, that's a great way to support the stream for free. But yeah, I kind of think that's mostly it. I mean, those are kind of what's going on. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I know that I've had people struggle to try to make that happen. Speaking of struggling, my plan is to take a break, work on the bus for a little bit, kind of get ready for, again, spend a little bit more time getting ready for this weekend. And then I hope to come back between 3 and 4 o'clock Central Standard Time. So for the record, it's 12:30 now. So I hope to be back again around 3, 3:30, 4 o'clock. And get back. And my plan is to play on the hardcore server today, at least until, I don't know, like 6 or 7 or something. I need to stop to eat. So it'll probably be like a short stream for 2 or 3 hours, and then a break, and then whether or not we return to the hardcore server or not is kind of up in the air. But I want to spend some time doing that boring, in my opinion, that boring leveling up process, that boring getting experience stuff. So we're gonna like grind some boring levels, grind some mind-numbing explorer zones, whatever, I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But even if we have to go through and do like giant hold on epic hard solo, you know, whatever, it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna do something this afternoon on the hardcore server as a little bit of a bonus time. I've not been feeling very well. My migraines have been firing up really badly in the evenings. In fact, we've even been calling the stream short all this week, to be really honest, because my head has really been pounding in the evenings to the point where I'll pass out from like 10 or 11 o'clock until 2. Then the pain will wake me up and won't let me go back to sleep. And then I'll pass back out again at, like 8 for an hour, and then get up, stream, like, it's just been insane the last week or so. So I kind of want to do a little bit of a makeup for everybody. I want to spend that time on the hardcore server getting things done. So I want to click this in case it's a subscriber, but I don't want it to be like some sort of crazy... Yeah, like, I don't want it to be some sort of crazy notification. Like President Trump speaks on White House garden or whatever. Or something, some sort of weird thing to make people mad. Alright, well, any other questions, comments, etc. that we can talk about before we wrap up today? Otherwise, I'll probably bail out of here in a few minutes. I'm glad that we got a chance to talk and hang out a little bit, but even I cannot fill this much dead air, and I'm great at talking. Talking to myself, talking about nothing. I love to hear the sound of my own voice, I think. It's pretty amazing. But I think I want to break fast early today and go get something to eat. People who watch the stream, they certainly know. Alright, well then in that case, kids, like I said, I'm going to take a break. Please do me a solid and like, subscribe, follow wherever you happen to be. Follow if you're on Twitch. Subscribe if you happen to, you're able to go over to youtube.com/SamusGrobo. Again, there's a link in the chat over here, but I'll throw it in one more time. If you're not already following, I really appreciate it. I am, like I said, trying to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark, so we can turn on the monetization. We do actually have quite a few people that watch the live streams or go back and rewatch some of the training videos after the fact. How long can you play without spending money? If you start today, right this minute, you can play a lot. So you have the DDO free quest code. That's about, I would say, between 75 and 80% of the current content in Dungeons & Dragons Online. Right? Assuming that you mean play through the quests once or twice or whatever, right? 3 times tops. So you can use the code DDO free quests. Bam. You have unlocked that content forever on every server for every character forever. Then if you take and play as you play, you'll earn favor, and as you earn favor, you get the in-game currency, the DDO points, as you earn favor. So there's a first-time tree bonus for every time on a new server. So, like, if you go over and play on the hardcore server right now, because it's considered a new server, which is what I've done, I made new accounts for my brother and sister-in-law. Okay? And I took them over to the hardcore server. On my brother, I made these 2 accounts for them. So I took my regular account, these 2 free accounts, and I ran them through Korthos Island and about 5 quests in the harbor. And what that earned for me was 125 DDO points. I actually need to earn them a little bit more here this month. But it got 125 DDO points. And right now, until the end of this month, you can buy the first 2 expansions for 99 DDO points. So, if you, and I could like take these characters, make them characters over in the Wayfinder, for example, run them through the similar thing, or make something over on Thelanis, run them through there. Like, you could earn this very quickly if you're willing to burn characters or server slots. I'm trying not to, which is why I've been doing this on the hardcore server. But you can buy those first 2 expansions for 99 points apiece, and therefore it takes like about 6 hours of gameplay, in my opinion, especially if you don't know what you're doing, to unlock those. You unlock those 2 things, and you have approximately 85 to 90, about 80. I'd say about 80% to 90% of the Dungeons & Dragons content forever, for about 4 to 5 hours of playing the Dungeons & Dragons. So you get to play it, and you get to play, and you get that forever. Those 3 things go until the end of the month. So you have until August 31st to get those 2 things done. Which is part of the reason I'm doing it for my family. Then, after that, as you continue to play, you'll continue to earn these in-game currency as you level up and as you play. So if you're a person that, like me, for example, I like to play from level 1 to 20, and then I start over again. Right? So I basically bam, bam, ba bam, ba bam. And it takes about, I don't know, it takes me like a week to go from level 1 to 20. Sometimes 2 weeks, depending on what else I have going on. You know, but I enjoy it. That's where I get my fun from. So I earn about 600, I think, DDO points leveling up from 1 to 20. Maybe a little less, maybe a little more. Kind of depends on how varied my quest progress is that particular life. Somewhere in that ballpark. So I could earn equivalent of $10 a month in DDO points very easily. And I feel like most people could do that also. So yeah, you could play forever. You could get all of the content using nothing but DDO points just by playing. It's a really interesting system. I would tell you, do those first two things I talked about. Put in the DDO free quests, play, unlock those 2 expansions, and then if you like it, and it's worth it to you, to invest a little bit, right? Just a little bit of investment. What I'd recommend is going over to DDO.com. All right over here, DDO.com. They have a place called the DDO Market. Okay. And what I'd recommend that you do is you go down here to this starter pack. Okay. This starter pack will cost you $10. All right. Sorry. This has been on sale in the past for cheap. Currently, it's $10. Nothing I can do about it. This right here, this Catacomb Adventures pack, if you put in the DDO free quest, you already have it. So this, you don't get anything. This Fiendish Scorpion pet, some people like cosmetic pets. I don't care for them a whole lot. It's kind of worthless. However, so $10, you're getting 2 things that you are kind of worthless, right? Sorry. But that $10, you're going to get 250 DDO points, which in my opinion is about a $2.50 value. What? Samus, I'm losing money. Hang on, we'll still get to that. But you're getting $2 and 250 DDO points. However, you also get 5 excellent experience elixirs, which is about a $12 value if you were to buy them out of the store. So those 2 things together are about a $15 value, give or take. Okay? For $10. But then also, you're going to get this permanent cleric hireling at level 3. I've used her every life since I've got her. You get her every time your first character on a new server. So every time you play every hardcore server, you'll get a new one. You jump over to Thelanis, Galanda, Sarlona, whatever, you'll get a new one. You'll also get these excellent experience elixirs, by the way, every new server. So you're gonna continue to get this value, like again, every hardcore server, etc. So a little bit, just like $10. $10 is basically nothing in the grand scheme of things when it comes to getting into a video game. So again, play for free, DDO free quests, play for those first couple hundred DDO points earned, get the those first 2 expansion packs. They're under, if you go to the DDO store, they're under limited time, I think is the subject, the tab up there. I wish I could show you, but obviously we can't log into the game. And get those 2 once you've earned those free points. And then you have $0 invested in the game, except for however you put in your time. Then, once you've decided you like the game, buy this starter pack. Again, they like to put things on sale. They do a summer sale, so save up all your points for the summer sale. And they like to do a Thanksgiving sale. Save up for that. Yeah, Ellery for the win. Exactly. I even got a comment over on my YouTube channel the other day. I talked about it not very long ago, but I'm going to pull it back up again, see if it's still in my recent stuff here. I might just have to go to the YouTube studio and pull it up. Yeah, I have to do that. But I got a comment here. I don't know where it is now, because I responded to everything. But literally, the guy said, "Thank you very much for spamming the Ellery stuff." You guys probably shouldn't see all this back-end nonsense. Thank you for spamming all the Ellery things. Okay, here it is. Maybe it's in here. Yeah, that's all copyright claims. I don't know. I do not know where it went. But I'm assuming that that person went through and bought the Ellery and found her to be the most useful thing ever. She's on the short list, in my opinion, for sure. For sure. Alright, well, let's end on probably the most important thing that you could possibly know for Dungeons & Dragons Online. The link to the wiki, ddowiki.com. Never give these guys enough credit. They need 100% more credit than they get. Yeah. Go over there, give them some love if you can. Ba-ba-ba-ba. 5 favor per server gets you 50 points per server. Exactly, DDO account. So you can like jump over there, do like 3 or 4 quests, and build those points up really quickly. But then you burn those first bonus points. But that's probably, I'm still probably just going to do that. And right now, because everything is unlocked, right? Or you put in that free code. Here's one more secret for you. Caloper. Hope that's close. Because everything is open right now, what you can do is you can actually, when you make a new character, or when you make a new character on a new server, you're going to be on Snowy Side Korthos, right? You're going to be on the tutorial side of Korthos, which means you kind of get locked into and out of certain things. Instead, do that first quest, do the tutorial quest, right? And then when you get to Korthos proper, there's going to be a does it have a picture? Korthos. There'll be a guy dressed in green. Doesn't look like he's on this map, unfortunate. And I can't think of his name. But what he'll do is teleport. You can talk to him, and he'll teleport you to. Oh, here it is. Cregan the Gatekeeper. I knew that they would have it on the wiki because that's what the wiki does. What they'll do, and he'll be pretty close to where you zone into Korthos Village. What you do is you talk to him, and he'll teleport you to Keep on the Borderlands. And then if you take and run through Keep on the in the city there'll be this big green portal. And the big green portal will take you back to Korthos Village. And what that'll do is it'll take you out of the snowy side, the tutorial side, and put you in the regular side. And once you do that, you can do all sorts of, like, I don't want to say crazy stuff, but you can, like, if you have a second account, like a high-level account, then you can use that high-level account to pike you through, or there's like a lot of help that you can get. So you can actually, which is what I'm doing right now for my brother and my sister-in-law. I hope to do it for my other brother here pretty soon. I need to actually reach out and see if he'd be interested in that. And then you can very quickly earn those points without burning them on every server. So in my case, the reason I'm doing it on the hardcore server in particular is so if my family decides to get together and play, they don't necessarily have to come to Sarlona and play, which is where, of course, I'm at, which, of course, is the best server, Salona Hype, but gives you an opportunity to keep that favor up for free. So I'm taking advantage of the fact that the hardcore server is essentially free first-time experience, or a first-time favor for people. It's a lot more work than I thought it would be. It's a lot more work than I thought, because you're making the account for everybody, right? Which is a lot of work to start with. New email addresses, setting up the accounts, all that stuff, and then you're multi-boxing through things, or you're taking the time to run each account through manually. It's a lot of work if you're gonna do it for people, but I think it's probably worth it. I think it's gonna be really good for me to be able to hand my family. Again, my brother and sister-in-law, they like to play WoW. So I'm hoping that if I can give them accounts that have 80 to 90% of Dungeons & Dragons online for free, there'll be times when they're tired of WoW, and they'll be like, you know what, let's play DDO for, it's free. Sam already spent all this time and energy making this for us, so let's go check it out. I'm hoping. So, take advantage of the situation. That also has the advantage of helping out SSG with server population booms and stuff like that. All those things are really helpful. Alright, everybody, as usual, if you enjoyed this stream and you'd like to help us out financially, the best way to go to do so is patreon.com/Samus. $1 a month may not mean very much to you, or at least hopefully it doesn't mean that much to you, but it all adds up to on this back end for me that really does help us out. I really do appreciate it. So the best way to help us out, of course, patreon.com/Samus. All right, everybody, I'm going to get out of here, go get something to eat a little early, work on the bus for an hour or so, and try to get back for hopefully when it's right about when the servers get back up, and see if we can't get lucky on the on catching some sweet hardcore action. All right, everybody, peace, much love, and we'll see you guys. See you guys soon. Toodles.